everyone. Tanya here. It is a Monday, start of a new week, and here in the US we have Thanksgiving coming up. So I wanted to talk about writing thank you cards, why I don't write them. It's not exactly true. I write some, but why I don't write thank you cards on a regular basis or send Christmas cards for that matter. So before I get into that, I just want to talk about last week's gratitude challenge. If you doesn't not writing thank you cards doesn't mean I'm not a grateful person. So I don't equate the two. And so we'll talk about that in this talk today. But last week in my Facebook group, here, let me pull it up in case you're not in it. We did a gratitude challenge. It is a 5-day challenge, just some simple prompts to start a gratitude practice. And it lives in the guide section of the group. So you can do it anytime you want when you're just needing to have a little pick me up. Because if you didn't watch my videos, they are on YouTube. All last week I did a series on gratitude. And you go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's Tanya Milano, parent coach. And just watch some of those videos and get yourself into a gratitude practice. I talked about the benefits of gratitude. Without gratitude, it is very hard to tap into our happiness. They're very much linked. So that's that in my Facebook group. And I just want to talk about like how gratitude showed up for me. And also because Thanksgiving's coming up, I want to talk about missing my mom. Grief comes up during the holidays quite frequently. If you've ever lost a loved one, there's lots of things will trigger memories of a loved one that has passed away. And of course, holidays are when we spent the most time together, made the most memories that were positive and that stuck with us. So it can trigger a lot of emotion for me. But my mom loved Thanksgiving, so it's a really happy time for us. My sister's about to fly in tomorrow. I'm excited to see her. And my mom took it very seriously. She loved to cook for the feast and provide all of the fun foods that came with the holiday, and passed on some of her recipes from my grandma as well. So the family traditions. So we're going to get those recipes out, do that together, kind of honor my mom and keep those traditions going. And my kids love to cook with us, so get them involved. And I can really tap into the gratitude I have for my mom. The reason I'm talking about this, not like why I don't write thank you cards, is, I want to tell a story about when my mom had my twin brothers. So I was 8 years old and my mom was pregnant, and nobody knew she was having twins until she was actually in labor. She was huge. There was no denying that. My dad felt like something was going on because he had seen 3 other pregnancies before, and like, how could the doctors miss something so huge? They had the same heartbeat on the ultrasound. She even had an ultrasound. They were hiding behind each other, so only one was showing. Just craziness. But in the labor and delivery room, when my one brother came out, they're 12 minutes apart because the doctor was like, "There's another one in there." Like, holy smokes! Like my dad was in the room. Like, can you imagine what was going on in there? Crazy. So needless to say, that was a shock. And it shocked the entire family. And they were not prepared for two babies. And the ripple effects of that lasted for a long time, if not their entire life. So, my mom was doing the best she could do with what she was given, and writing thank you cards was not part of that. But my mom gave the best gifts possible. Like, I still have tons of them. She was so thoughtful with what she picked out for people. And I'm really thankful to her. Like, she showed her appreciation and thankfulness through gifts, through words of love and affirmation. Um, this Buddha back here, you see it? She gave me that. Um, Here, let me put this down. Yeah, my wooden Buddha is from my mom. So when I see these gifts, it brings up so much gratitude for me. Um, don't get me wrong, like she would send cards to people. I send cards to people, but it's just not something I'm going to make myself do when I don't feel the desire, right? Like, if it's just out of a place of wanting to do it out of like social um, culture, then I don't see why we should be doing that. It really should come from a place from your heart. And it gets me into this place of, how do we teach our children gratitude if we're not showing them how to do this sort of thing? Um, my friend Jamie, we just talked on the phone this weekend. Oh my gosh. She is my college roommate. She always sends Christmas cards and a letter. Like, she likes to write letters about her life. And I love getting other people's Christmas cards. I love seeing pictures of the family. I love the little updates on what has happened in their year. But that is not me. Like, I am not going to sit down and do that sort of thing. And for the longest time, I judged myself for it. Because growing up, I had a best friend's family. They did all that stuff. I was there a lot. She was an only child. And her family did that. And I thought that was a wonderful thing to do. It totally is. And so I judged my family harshly for things that we weren't doing. And so when I grew up, of course, I was like, I want to do those things for my kids. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to be grateful. We're going to send the cards. We're going to do all that thing. But it just never, I mean, I've done it for a few years. I've done thank you cards after birthdays and Christmas cards. But some years, it's just not something I am feeling like doing. And I have to preserve my own integrity in that I'm not going to stress myself out if it's not feeling like I need to do it. Um, and then this brings me to, so Jamie and I talked about just how we lived together, like, in college, and haven't really seen each other since college. And just nothing really changes when we were talking on the phone about our lives. It's just, I'm so grateful for that relationship that started that long ago, and that she kept it going through her Christmas cards. And I would keep the conversation going, keep the relationship going, even though I wasn't reciprocating. And she doesn't care that I didn't reciprocate. It's not about that. It's about what makes her feel good about sending cards. And I hope that's true for you, Jamie. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you're watching this. I'll have to tell you I talked about you today. That brings me to the final thing I want to say. I have a conscious parenting group that I'm launching. And I mean, it's somewhat of a revolution. Like, parents need to be together, supporting each other, It is hard work being a parent. My mom didn't have a lot of support um, from family. Um, she didn't ask for support, more like it. Like, we need to be reaching out when we need support because everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. And unless you reach out, nobody can really be there for you. Um, so here's the message I want to give you. You got to message me if you want information on being a founding member of this. I'm calling it Om in the Home, Conscious Parenting Revolution. How do we raise grateful kids without sitting them down and making them write thank you cards? Um, how do we do that? This is the kind of stuff we talk about in Om in the Home. And this is the kind of stuff that I taught for years as a teacher. Um, so message me if you want to have a conversation, see if it's a fit for you. We'll just chat about it and go from there. I would love to have you in the program and have a great Thanksgiving. I'm really grateful if you watched all the way to the end of my video and subscribe to YouTube for me. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.